Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Juggle and I'm a master's student here in the US. So this video is going to be about my desk setup that I got here and which I've been using for the past 8 months at this point and how it helps me with productivity. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos around this, a lot of aesthetic videos about where people go around their desk setup, showing what they use and what they don't use on a daily basis. And I thought I'd give it a go as well. So the entire premise of the setup is based around that I have my laptop over here, which I can take it out, just take a few cables out and get on the go when I have to go to my classes, when I have to go get some work done outside of my house. And whenever I'm back home, I just plug it in, just plug a few cables in, and then my entire setup is ready. I tried doing the clamshell mode thing, which a lot of people are doing nowadays, but it kind of is not for me. I actually need two screens to function properly. I tried with the ultra wide monitor, which one of my friends lent me for a few days. But again, that didn't really work out because it was too wide, and when you watch some sort of videos on it, you get some black bars and it's not really fun to watch videos in that way. With this particular monitor, the best part about it is if I want to edit some sort of videos or just do some sort of programming in general, I have my code over here on the monitor, and whatever extra work I want to search up Google or I want to get some extra assets onto my code, I just do it all on my laptop over here. So I have two screens working at the same time, and that just makes me 10 times more productive is what I have noticed. Anything more than 2 or maybe 3 screens, I've not yet tried 3 screens, but anything more than that would probably not work out for me, if you get what I mean. So I did talk about how I use it for coding projects, but it's really helpful when I use it for some sort of editing as well, because what really ends up happening is I have a video which I want to recreate or some sort of vibe that I'm trying to get into my video. I just play it on my laptop over here and have it play side by side when I'm editing, so that I never run out of ideas when I'm editing my video, when I have to add some sort of transitions, I have to add some sort of cuts, some b-rolls and all those good things. Never out of ideas, and it kind of helps me be more productive and get the work done faster rather than if I was just editing using one screen. So that's enough about my monitor setup that I've got here. Next up, coming to peripherals, the keyboard that I've been using over here is a Keychron K6. I've had this for over 2 years or maybe 3 years at this point. So I got it in FOMO, if you get what I mean, because a lot of my friends were getting Keychron keyboards and I didn't want to feel left out. I did my research around it, what kind of keys do I want, how customizable do I want, and in general what type of the feeling of the key do I like personally. So I did a research about that. I picked up this Cherry MX Brown keyboard, which have the perfect tactileness for me and the perfect travel, because when I do this any sort of typing, I just kind of love the feedback that the key gives me when I'm typing, and it increases my typing speed as well. So this is the one I got, and the really cool part about it is it can change depending on my vibe. So if I want some other kind of RGB coloring or some sort of patterns to come when I'm typing, like, it's usually distracting for me, but at times when I'm just listening to music and just typing out my journal or notes, it really helps create the vibe for it. So just with the press of this one button, I can change the entire lighting setup of the keyboard itself. There's an app as well in which I can change from what kind of colors do I want, what colors do I not want, do I want it to follow music, and all that good stuff. Coming to the mouse, I usually use this Logitech M720 over here, and I've been using it for the past couple of years at this point, and I've seen a lot of people use the Logitech MX Masters mouse, and I have heard that it's good for productivity, but I have not yet tried it. I have been meaning to try it, but the shape of it just feels super weird that I'm a bit afraid of upgrading and then not liking it, or maybe I can just return it if I don't like it. But yeah, that's a mouse that I want to try. But this has been super helpful. It has all these fancy buttons which I've set up different macros on. If I want to switch screens, if I want to add something directly to my video editing flow, if I want to make some sort of edits to my code while I'm building a project, and all that good stuff is already added onto the macros over here. If I want to switch between different desktops, different screens, all of it, the shortcuts are supremely good in this one mouse. And yes, that's about it about the keyboard, mouse and the monitor setup that I have over here. The next one thing which I have on my desk over here almost all the time in some or the other form is a fidget spinner or something to fidget with. I know we are long past those days where fidget spinners were cool, but I still keep them around because when I'm watching a video or going through some of my notes, I like to keep this around and just spin it just to have fun and just keep my hands busy doing something. So that's the one thing which I've got over here. The next things on my desk pretty much to the side of my desk are these two fake plants which I just recently got maybe 20 days ago, because I've heard they kind of add a very good vibe to your setup and it actually makes you more productive. I heard this from Ali Abdal. I was going through one of his desk setup videos and he mentions about how having plants or even just some sort of fake green on your desk helps you be more productive and creates a very calming, very soothing vibe in your head. So yes, whenever I'm going to be creating these desk setup videos in the future, or any of my desks in the future, they would for sure be having some sort of green elements, maybe green plants, fake plants, real plants, some sort of green element, just to ensure that I have that calming vibe going on. The next thing which I have on my desk is, as you can see, the Apple HomePod Mini. It's kind of like an Alexa but not. It does almost everything that Alexa does, but it kind of matches really well with the Apple ecosystem that I have. I have a MacBook at this point, I have an iPhone which I'm shooting from, I have an Apple Watch, I have AirPods, and I also have an iPad. So my entire setup consists of Apple devices, so it kind of plays well into the ecosystem that I have going on here. And if I want to control any of the set devices or music, just set the vibe of the room in general, control my lights, everything kind of goes through that. I just say, hey Siri, do this, hey Siri, do that. Now it's going to reply.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the Home app.
Yeah, before I started recording this video, I was just told by my roommate that we don't have internet connection for the next few minutes because he's down there troubleshooting something, because we've been having low speeds at this point. So that is why it's not able to connect. But as I was saying, I just tell Siri about whatever I want to control and it pleasantly obliges to my requests. It's so great to have an assistant which does whatever you speak to them about. Then there are a few cool things which I have over here on my desk are this fridge magnet type thingies, but not really fridge magnet, it's just any magnet. I have quite a few of those over here in line, but it kind of reminds me of the trips that I've taken after I've come to the US. I went to Europe last summer, I went all around the US during my summer with my internship going on, because it was a remote internship. And in general, when I find some sort of cool fridge magnet or some magnet anywhere on campus during some sort of events, I just like to collect them on and put it over to the side of my table to remind me of how much I love traveling and just going around places in general. The next thing that I recently got is this SanDisk solid state drive over here. It's 1 TB, this particular version. I might need to upgrade later on, but for the time being, I think at least for a few months this would get the job done, because I was running out of space on both my laptops and my phone when I started creating videos for Instagram, for YouTube, and I've always taken a lot of pictures wherever I go, so it kind of fills up pretty quickly. And I've been meaning to get a hard disk for the longest time, but then I've also had bad experiences with the hard disk because they are super slow to work with and everything. So I just splurged some cash on the solid state drive over here, because it just adds so much peace of mind that you have some sort of storage and your iPhone or your MacBook won't be running out of space every time you decide to edit or shoot a video. Then the next step is the most dreaded thing on my desk setup are my wires and the cable management that I have. You can see that there's an extension brick over there with different bricks attached to it. I tried putting it under my table, but then there were just a lot of wires and a lot of twinkling. I have been meaning to do it in a proper way for the longest time, but I'm just too lazy to do it at times. But for now, it doesn't look too bad when I'm working or when I'm over here just sitting and working, because it's not noticeable, especially with the big monitor I have over here. Then I have a couple of chargers over here for my phone and my Apple Watch, just because this is one of the only tables I have in my room. I put everything over here when I'm off to sleep for charging, or if I am in the morning and in a rush, I just put everything on charging over here. And when I'm about to leave, I just grab it while I'm grabbing my bag, and then just leave for my classes or any sort of work that I have outside of the house. And that pretty much concludes the desk setup and the video I have over here. I've been trying to create different videos at this point, just trying out new things. So if you've loved this kind of videos on my channel, just getting to know about what I have on my desk, what I do in a daily life as an international student, do let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this, do give it a thumbs up, and if you like the vibe of the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel as well, as it really motivates me forward to create new and different sort of videos for you guys. But yes, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.